Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Before we start with this project, I just want to say thank you so much for the feedback to my last one, the one about being too sensitive. I really wasn't expecting that kind of reaction and I'm still like blown away, so thank you so much. And for the new subscribers, welcome back. I hope you like this one too. I mean, I feel some pressure, but let's see what we can do. So I thought today would be a good day to do a tiny project, as tiny as this little pony. This is an unbranded, also known as Fakie pony, and I think we can help it a little bit. We're gonna do some cleaning, some rehairing, and some retouching of the symbols. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is actually remove this old hair so we can then wash the pony thoroughly. And I should say from the get-go that this is going to be a very simple, not even restoration or customization, a very simple project. But since in the last video we were talking about being sensitive or too sensitive, I thought I would continue this with another little theory I have been thinking about a lot, and the reason why I chose this pony to do today. Warning, the head is coming off. No! And it came off with some extra bits that shouldn't have come off, or that shouldn't have stayed in. So we're going to remove all of this, but let me tell you a little story first to sort of introduce the topic of this video, or the title of this video. And I started thinking about this after a comment I read on the last video from FlipX100. I don't know how to say that. And they were sharing how when they were younger someone hurt their feelings, and instead of apologizing they told this person that they were too sensitive, and that culminated into them being kind of an emotionless person. And I don't know how old they were when this happened, but I imagine they were probably a child, or at least I kept imagining like a grown-up telling a child, you have to stop crying, you have to stop feeling, you're too sensitive. And you know, it can be quite easy to fall into the trap of thinking that when we were young and things like that happened to us, then it was our fault, that yeah, we were too sensitive or whatever. But then you think, well, if I was on the other side, if I was that grown-up shouting to a kid or saying those things to a kid, like I can't imagine myself saying that to the little people I have in my life. So why is it okay for us to put ourselves in the receiving end of that? Okay, little story time. So I have actually lived in a lot of places, so you will hear me mention lots of different locations in my videos if I keep talking this way. When I was in my early 20s, I was living in Buenos Aires, in Argentina. I had just moved there just to go to university, and I was going through a period of my life where I wasn't feeling too well. So I joined kind of a meditation, a bit of a culty thing, but it was a meditation course, or actually a breathing course. And like many of these courses, you go into these cycles of breathing and you get like super like hyper oxygenated, and you start kind of, I don't know, your mind starts going to weird places. And the main reason I went to this course was, well, because I had a broken heart from a failed relationship that had kind of ended because of me. And I was feeling so guilty and so stressed, and there was so much happening around, and I was on my own. But anyway, the thing is that in one of these sessions we had like a long session in the morning, and then we will all eat together in a circle, and then we'll have another meditation session in the evening. I don't know why I think any of this is important for the story, but I don't know. It was quite a different experience, and it was interesting. All of this was kind of building up as we were practicing this breathing technique, and like the last evening, or one of the last evenings, was going to be like the super heavy one. By the way, if you're watching the video here, I was trying to remove what I thought was I don't know, dust or something inside the leg, but it's actually a bit of harder plastic, so the legs don't bend, so I left it in the end. Okay, back to the story. We were told that we were supposed to obviously calm our minds, tell that to someone with severe anxiety and ADHD, and I was feeling even worse because I couldn't calm my mind. But I started imagining that I was like flying through a little mountain village, and it felt really nice, and I thought, okay, this is not exactly what I should be doing, but it feels okay. But then as the breathing continued and things got more difficult, I started like visualizing this, or seeing this thing that like, people were falling on me, like covering me. Imagine like a sea of people all falling on top of you, and it was people I knew, and I was just like, it was like this heavy weight, and I couldn't breathe, and then I kind of exploded and I threw everyone in every direction. And when I saw what was the like at the center of this, I saw myself when I was little. And I was playing, as I usually did, by myself in a corner of my garden. It was like a very nice, cold, humid corner of the garden where there were lots of plants. And remember that this was Argentina, so it was very, very hot in the summer, and this was like my very special corner. I used to build like little houses for my toys and for my ponies. And I don't know what words to use, but I just felt so much compassion for this child. And it was such a contrast how I treated myself as a 20-something and how I saw this child that was also obviously me, but at the same time not. And this same feeling also happened again. I had like a similar realization that this wasn't like right when I was doing therapy, this time in Germany, because I also lived in Germany. And I was talking about should I go into detail or not? I don't think it's necessary. So let's just say that we were doing like a role-playing exercise where I was playing myself as a young child, and my therapist played another person or people, and what should have happened instead of what happened. So let's do like an unrelated example. Let's say I'm a child, I'm playing football, I hurt my knee, and the trainer says, "Oh, you are so dumb, why did you fall and hurt your knee?" And then my therapist will act like, "Oh, I'm so sorry this happened, let's take care of the wound." But the knee was my heart. Anyway, it was like an externalizing exercise. Like I could see the situation not as if I was directly involved, but as if it was happening to someone else. And I found that really useful because it is always easier to be kinder to others instead of being kinder to ourselves, right? And it is still an exercise. It's something that I have to rationally push myself to think about when I am being unkind. But of course, even though these were two very significant moments in my life, moments of, I don't know, growth maybe, or realization, I quickly forgot because I am a person. But, next section, this feeling came back in full force. Third time is the charm. Very recently when I saw this little video, a TikTok video of Drew Barrymore interviewing someone called Matthew Hussey, who is a British life coach and date coach that focuses on like helping people find love, good love. And he was saying something like this. Imagine that at the beginning of your life you are given a human and you are told that for the rest of your life you have to take care of this human. Now, when you are little, you usually have someone to take care of you. But then you grow up and you go into the world and you kind of expect others to show up for you. But we are our human. I don't know how to say it. Like, well, he's obviously very good at explaining this. I'm just like kind of quoting and trying to talk about it. But it's something I feel really strongly, but it's very difficult to put in words. But he was also saying, like, when you wake up in the morning, you should ask yourself, what would I do if I was to take care of my human? And you probably wouldn't want to beat yourself up or surround yourself with people who don't treat you well. And then he said something like, you don't even have to like yourself to love yourself, because loving yourself is your job. And for me, it goes well beyond this, like, oh, love yourself, or you have to learn to love yourself before you love others and stuff like that. It's just, I don't know if it's maybe because I never felt like I fitted in anywhere. I always felt kind of like, I don't know, like I came from a different planet. Not a good one necessarily. But I find this idea of seeing my human as something separate from my feelings or who I am quite useful. I don't know if this is making any sense. I'm regretting doing this video now. Hopefully you can find some sense in it, some little like something that resonates with you and might help you. It was incredible to see all the comments in the last video about people that really felt the same way about being too sensitive and struggling in general and in this particular historical moment. So I'm kind of starting with the assumption that we are trying to do good in the world, that we are trying to be kind to each other. And this video is more about the second step, or I don't know, first step, second step, which is to be kind to yourself and take care of your human. And the reason why I picked Little Pineapple here is because Little Pineapple reminds me of this small, tender, beautiful thing, person that needs love and protection, and that is you. You are my little pineapple. And we are each other's little pineapples in here. So anyway, I thought I would finish this video. We only have to do the rehair for which we're going to use nylon hair and then some tinsel hair, because I know you like the holidays super tinselified pony. I wanted to tell you a couple of things about pineapples. First of all, did you know that it takes a pineapple 3 years to grow? I had no idea about this, but I have been watching some gardening videos and I noticed people that were like trying to grow pineapples here in England, quite a challenge, and they succeeded. But yeah, it took 3 years for one pineapple to show up. And that is one pineapple per plant. So one plant, one pineapple. Although then the plant can still give more pineapples every year or so for 50 years. So 50 pineapples. Second interesting thing about pineapples, the name comes from their resemblance to pine cones when they were first found by Europeans in 1493. But the original name is a Guarani word, and in Spanish and in Guarani I think it's the same. In Spanish it's anana, in Guarani is nana, and it means delicious fruit. I agree. And the last little factoid about pineapples, the first references we see of it are written by Christopher Columbus about the West Indies or America, and the natives used the pineapples for food and for wine making, which is unlocking a new purpose in my life, trying pineapple wine. By the way, if you haven't and you like sweet wines, you should try plum wine from Japan. It is absolutely delicious. Okay, that should be it for pineapple facts. I love saying the word, I'm sorry, you can tell. Let's talk very briefly about this project and look at the results. Like I said in the beginning, I wanted a simple project that, I don't know, that gave me some comfort, I think. I started a second channel that I didn't really promote yet, but I was thinking of maybe having little videos like this in that channel. Let me know if you have any other ideas for like second channel things that you would like to see. Something I really like and I don't know enough about is drawing, so I was thinking of learning how to draw G1 ponies and sharing the process. Okay, last is such a difficult word to say. Last step of the process, we're going to seal the body and the head of the pony using super glue. In my experience, this is the glue that works the best for this kind of thing. Now I want to show you this beautiful channel art that was shared on the Discord. It was created by Fox and accompanied by the text, even though she's crying, she's smiling because she knows it's temporary and she has a bunch of pretty wisteria to look at. Thank you so much for your beautiful art, and thank you to all the patrons, especially our new members, Silky, Little Pony, and VIP Pony, Sabrina Young. Thank you so much. I can only do this because of you. Thank you. So let's take a look at the before. Here is our little pre-pineapple Tito. Beautiful but a little forgotten. And here is the after, with some new hair, some new glitter, and a little bit of eye makeup. I hope you enjoyed this tiny project, and I hope the message wasn't too confusing or, I don't know, unnecessarily preachy. I'm still like figuring out how to share some of my thoughts in this medium. I was thinking that maybe you'll be interested in buying this pony and helping a good cause, so I will list it on eBay and donate some of the proceedings to Children's Society. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all your help and for allowing me to do this. I truly love it. I am so honored. So I hope you have a nice week, and I will see you for the next one soon. Bye bye.